Well, hello everyone and welcome to Thrifting the UNSELLABLES here on Two Dogs Dig on our Tuesday night hall pass. But tonight is actually a show that we're doing literally to talk about the things that we as thrifters buy and yet somehow either still hold on to, or you gotta admit, you buy stuff that can't sell. And there's lots of different reasons about it. And we're going to show you a few things of ours and a few things of some other people's as well, to show you things that can't sell and talk about what you should be doing with them. So who have I got with me today? Well, I got Mr. Rick downstairs. So since he's actually doing
I'm unthriftable and unsellable, so
well, yeah, we could do a Thrifting the Unmentionables. That would be one of our, I guess, Two Dogs Dig's Bark and After Dark shows, which I guess we could end up
you haven't done one of those in a while. We've only done
that
one
actually
of those.
is our prison underwear, which we sold some more of this past week anyway. Saying quick hi to everyone who's joining us here. Let's see. Oh, we've got to scoot up a little higher. Hello, Julie. We got one of Julie's items actually is something we're going to be talking about. Two of them actually tonight. Lisa, Donna, Kevin, Janet. Hello, how are you? Let's see. Kevin says he has a lot of unsellables. Heather, Angelique, Mr. Adrian. We're not off the rails yet. Linda.
Just wait.
Paul. You've now got us. Rick's already got us off the rails, but I can't tell anyway what that says. Heather's talking about she's on a beta test for Whiting Out Background, the program that was promised years ago, and it's not working perfectly, but when it does, it's great. That's interesting. Yeah, we've got the thing on that for the beta test. We haven't started trying that yet. Nellie, Lisa, Marianne, Diana. I thought I saw you post something you just bought at a thrift store, and I thought you were stopping that.
Stress relief.
Hey, Mary. Holly, Vicky, and Brian, we said hello to, and Becky. Let's see if we got anybody else. We're not missing. There we go. Hopefully, we're not missing anyone. And Joel, and also hello to Greg and Kathy who are watching on TV, so they're not in the chat. No, that can be next week. We'll be in the off the rails for next week. So, and Doug says hi. So, did I miss Don? Oh, sorry, I didn't see Don.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, sorry, Don. I missed Don and Catherine. Sorry. Hello.
It's so easy to miss her, too.
So, the reason that we actually decided that we were going to do this show. Hey, Ann. And Roberta. Hello. Welcome to the show. The reason that we decided to do this show is last week when we were talking with Michael and Carl, we talked about the fact that there was a few things that are unsellable. There's a few things that you can actually have that you just think, oh, this has got to be worth something. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. And what ended up happening is in the show itself, we actually made a comment about the fact that, let's face it, 20% of what you probably bought is actually stuff that you probably shouldn't have bought. And I was trying to figure out who, I can't remember exactly who it was, but somebody actually gave us a comment on our show itself saying that they thought that was so refreshing that somebody actually said that sometimes you buy crap. Because it can be very true. And they said that they actually liked watching us because we talked, the fact that we said that was more than some other YouTubers who talk about everything as if everything is a bolo, everything is going to flip high and everything. Oh, it is. It was Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Yes. So you gave me the idea for this show because of that comment. So when I thought that, well, it is true. And we don't really talk about it a lot, but we talk about it a little. So I thought today's show, we'd focus specifically on the unsellables. Now, if you're in the Kennel Club, which a bunch of you are in here, you will actually note that our Monday post, yesterday's post was show me something that's unsellable. And we could see if people can actually try and figure out ways to fix some of those things. So we will actually take a quick peek at that as well when we're doing the show. But Rick, what do you think from your standpoint, from where we sit right now? what would you look at as what we've got and think these are unsellables? Is it like, I guessed it's like in the neighborhood of 20% or so.
Yeah, if you look over the entire buying lifetime that you've had or that we've had, probably 15 to 20% are things that are in the head slapping. Why the heck did we buy that? And how are we going to sell it? And we try to sell it and it just doesn't. So
Becky
yes,
just said,
20%.
why does this show make me feel seen and judged simultaneously?
I liked Angelique's comment.
It's good to see not all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's sewers and Pennywise.
I wouldn't go the Pennywise route. Sewers, yes. Pennywise. I like clowns, so no.
So some of our ideas we do here may not float today, as Pennywise hopes. But even Becky says she's guilty as charged with unwanted items. But she has 2 tubs in her office. One is jewels to scrap, and one is jewels to bulk sale. When full, they get listed cheap, and out they go, and then they start over. Heather's going into why did we buy it? Why did Bob buy it? Well, I can't use that actually because most of the time it would be why did Craig buy it? Since Rick
unless it's one of my spite purchases.
Yes, it could be. It could be one of his spite purchases.
I've got a box of them.
Here, just as a quick sort of thing, just to show you, I thought I'd pop over here to show you. This is the post that's in the Kennel Club right now, actually. I think I can shrink that down. And so this is the Thrifting the Unsellables, but here is the post that we just had, which is still not sold. And there's a few comments in there, and some of them are pretty clean, easy things to look at. And we've got some great responses from people. So Sherry had this item for 4 years now. Had tried reducing it, sale pricing it, promoting it, nothing. She's got $10 in this trucker bomber jacket, and she only sells on eBay. But people are saying try another platform. That's Becky suggesting try Mercari or try Poshmark, maybe Depop, things along those lines. And that's one of the challenges, though. And Heather said she just started on Poshmark to go to Nadine's Closet, and then people ended up going to her, even though she had nothing in there at all. Well, one of the things that I want to talk a little bit about today isn't necessarily about, I mean, the first thing that you can do is go, yes, let's step into another platform. But for some people, that's just not a comfortable way to go. So if you're used to selling on something, if you've got a bunch of stuff that, face it, if we think we got a bunch of stuff that's already crap and you got a box of stuff that's crap already, what can you do with that crap? Telling me, hey, why don't you go and start listing on a platform you're not used to, so I can, it's not going to happen.
If it's crap on one platform, it's probably crap on all platforms.
It may not be crap on another platform. That's true. Yeah. But it may very well be harder for you to getting rid of it. And part of the whole thing here is release. It's sort of that letting go. It's the Marie Kondo thing of, is it sparking joy? No, it's sparking frustration because it hasn't sold.
Oh, geez. We would have been divorced years ago.
We would have been so divorced if we were trying to spark joy on anything at all. And it's like, in all honesty.
Hey, thank you very much.
Hey, Roberta, thank you so much. Roberta just became a new member. Thanks, Roberta. Make sure, Roberta, you send us a message in Facebook and tell us that you're the Friendly Flea, and we'll add you to the Facebook group. But that's what I noticed quite a few of the answers were post on another platform, So, but that's not necessarily easy. So one of the things, yes, and this can be for some people, again, pandemic throws a little bit of a lurch into here, but Heather's suggesting do a garage sale. Nellie's saying she does, garage sale once a year. Joel is saying donate unsellables to Value Village for 20% off coupons. And that's, I think, one of the first things that you should think about doing. And we're going to talk a little bit about even how to analyze what becomes what you think is unsellable now. Because honestly, we bought lots of stuff. And especially when you buy like a baggie like this, and you go, what's inside this baggie? Well, there's going to be stuff inside this baggie that's unsellable. Like, I'm not just going to bother. I kind of do what Becky does with her junk jewelry, is all these non-sellable little figures that I don't know what they are, or they aren't worth my time because they may sell for $1 or $2. I throw them into some shoebox size things, and then I consider posting that as a big lot onto eBay, or putting it in Max Sold, or trying to get rid of it on Facebook for 10 or 15 bucks. The one thing that we always talk about with the donation side of things is it worth my while to try and put this into something like a Max Sold or garage sale, or is it more likely going to get you more money giving it back to somebody? So if you have a Savers or a Value Village around you, or depending on where you are, our Salvation Army is the same thing. When you donate, you get a 20% coupon that you can use. Our coupons for Value Village are 20% off anything, plus a $2 coupon. So every time you want to go to Value Village, you could end up carrying around with you one of these $2 coupons, or one of these, they're in my wallet, 20% coupons. Now, so what I look at is this is up to $10 in value. This is $2 in value. So this can be, I say, $6 to $10, $12 worth of value. A lot of stuff that may not have a good value to it might be worth putting it so you just can put the money back into your own pocket. And we've often done that with, as we've said, sometimes we've been bad and we haven't done what Brian Discounters has said, which is brought our batteries in. Last week we did that with an item. We bought a $5.99 item, used a $2 coupon, so it cost me $4. Brought it home. The clock radio did not work. So we're actually donating that back to Value Village. Normally we wouldn't donate something that we know is broken back, but since we bought it from them, I'm donating it back. Sherry says she lives in a private community and only can do yard sales once a year on the date management. Yeah, and that's just, sometimes there's places that are like that where you can't do them, or you're in a condo or an apartment that won't allow you to do them, or anything along those lines. One of the things that we always think about there is seeing if there's other neighborhoods who are doing them, and then actually asking, knocking on a door or two, and maybe asking if you can use their driveway and rent it. We've done some street sales on our street, and we actually have one lady who's down the street, and she actually rents her driveway out. Every street sale that we've done to somebody. And we've actually had a couple of people contact us from the ad saying, can I join? And we've told them yes. And we've talked to neighbors as well and said, so-and-so wants you want $5 and they'll take your driveway over for the day. So that's a way for you to try and maybe go out somewhere, look at a bigger flea market or trunk sale, something like that. If there's a boot sale or something like that, might be other ways for you to look at it.
Sorry, Craigie. Don has a question.
Yes.
I just highlighted it.
Before it's decided it's crap. I know people end up selling it as listed for a decade or so. So yeah, well, yes. So that's actually something that I think is going to be up to you as a person. Now, here I'm just going to show you two things that belong in this category of ours that actually, strangely enough, we did not prompt Dawn to ask us this question. Literally, we had this dorm room in a bag, a Todd Oldham dorm room in a bag, and I bought this dorm room in a bag. I think, let's see, get a better picture of it. There we go. Oh no, that's not good. I bought this dorm room in a bag, I think, well, it's going to be 3 years ago. I actually paid $10 for this because I thought, oh, this is great. This is a bed and bath thing. It's brand new. It was old Target stuff. And what ended up happening was I found another one. And I thought, well, this is great. I'm going to actually buy this one too. And we could not sell these locally. They didn't sell on Posh. They didn't sell on Depop. They didn't sell on eBay. And literally, that was the low price. I got it down to $35. Well, I gave up, and we sold it yesterday, and we sold it for $20. So I'm barely making any money on it, but I had it around for 2 years, and it's a big thing. And that's kind of like what I could say normally would be a big cutoff. But here's another one that actually has been around for a couple of years. And what happened? We sold today. We haven't sold any of these in, I don't know, 19, 20 months. So this would be considered part of it. World-class farter wrap, world's greatest farter wrapping paper. It just happened to be renewing and renewing and renewing. And we sold one today for $10 with shipping. Now, this is a $6 item. Now, the reason that I didn't mind keeping it up there, and I actually forgot about it even after we did our inventory, was it's so small. It's paper. It doesn't take up a lot of space. The Todd Oldham thing, I kept looking at and going, why can't I get rid of this? And we were going to actually put it in Max Sold. Strangely enough, it was actually moved from our area for inventory into our Max Sold area to be part of our next Max Sold auction, and it just sold. So,
do you know where it is so I can pack it?
oh, geez, you haven't packed it yet.
I'm just teasing. I think I know where one is.
Brian saying they didn't sell at Target either. No,
they're ugly colors.
I know, but I still
so
thought Todd Oldham really, like, that's something that's really gonna go right. So, and in the middle of the don't sells, cha-ching, 2 cha-chings for Heather for airplane model kits. Adrian saying his cutoff is mostly 2 years. And I'm like, that I think that's probably your best bet. Again, when you're watching for space, though, that may be where you have a consideration as to thinking about, I don't know if I can wait 2 years of this. So part of what we look at is how big is it, and how much space is it taking up? And that's something that Carl mentioned that last week as well. So at the beginning of the year, it's kind of time for you to think about where you're going with your business as it moves forward. If you have big things that are taking up lots of space and they're not selling, maybe now's the time to think about, how long have I had it up there?
I'll move out tomorrow.
How long it's been up, how many times you've tried to change the price. Because some of the things are natural. You can just look at doing couponing or things like that to see if we can get. Space issue is, I think, one of the biggest things. And one of the other ways that we try and look at stuff is to actually go back into our active listings and then start going back to the last time we sort of purged everything to see how long something's been up. So I'm just going to show you right now. This is stuff that actually has been up. I can't move you above me, can I? No. This is all stuff that's been up, and it's been posted now for at least like the 2019. So we're into year 3 on this. And the thing that I find interesting is, so this is just going into your active listings and taking a look, sorting by the start date. But here's the thing, and I wish you could sort this way, is looking at the number of views that you have on something and the price. And in this case, again, these are tiny, tiny little things. So the Holiday Skaters, we've had 900 views on it, but this is where I talk about parting out things. A Boy Scout patch, 1,000 views. It's only at $8, but realistically, it's been up for so long that actually should be an ended listing. So I'm going to end that listing now because I'm not going to try and resell it or do anything along other lines with it. And again, I'm going down here, but what I also like looking at is seeing is there something that has no views or anything along those lines. So the lower the number of views, but it's been up for, in this case, I'm trying to find something with low views. Like the fact that something has 1,000 views over 2 years is good. Something that has 450 views over 3 years, 2.5 years, not so good. So what is it that we need to do to something along those lines to try and make it worth the while for somebody to want to actually come back and pick it up? I got a question. Let's see. John says, depends on what it is. I think clothing that doesn't sell for 2 years, ditch it. Paper stuff, it will likely sit for a while, but I know that when I list it. Yeah, so if you know that it's, and again, if it's small, clothing can take up a lot of space too. again, we're ones to talk. We've sourced clothing. I have a tub that has 4 snowsuits in it because I bought the snowsuits at Value Village on 50% off day to try something new. I'm going to show you, I'm going to talk about something that doesn't even make any sense at this point either for some of you, but it's also the time when you may start thinking about, do I need to source differently? Do I need to source different types of things? So with that in mind, I bought snowsuits. I've only tried to sell them a couple of times and then I forgot about them, but they take up so much room. So it's trying to go, wait a minute, I don't need that box in here. And that's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to work through how many board games do we need to have. I'm trying to source less large things because not only with the cubic volume when you're sending something that's too big, and see if I can source stuff that flips well. Mary says, like a sweater. Like, yes, the sweater.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. We keep moving things.
Now we can't. Now we can't fight. Let's see. And they're saying, how many of us work out of our houses? Only yes, we do. Like, I have a box of Boy Scout patches, takes up no room, and is a constant seller. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's that combination of things you want to look at. Now, so there's a couple of things I want you guys to look at when you're thinking about the stuff that you want to get rid of. Now, getting rid of it again. Don't feel bad about throwing out something, donating it, throwing it in the garbage, or just getting rid of it, purging it from your place. Put it on a free list for somebody to pick up locally for Facebook if you needed to, if you just don't want to, if you haven't got places to donate it to. But you can get rid of that stuff and get that space in your head. And what I was saying to actually somebody I was talking to last week or so was, get the space in your head and the space in your house. And then that might even prompt you to think, now I can go buy some more. That's okay. It's okay for you to want to source some more, but you don't want to be sourcing more when you've got stuff that isn't selling. You want to go, wait a minute, I got to clear some of this stuff out.
Well, the other thing I've noticed, Craig, is that since we have had to economize on the amount of space that we can bring new things in for, that you have been incredibly selective about what you're buying to resell. So
I'm trying to.
Yeah, and I think it's working because a lot of the stuff that you're bringing in now, we are listing a lot more quickly.
Yeah.
And the turnover is actually fairly consistent with the new things that are listed. So
yeah, that is true. We seem to get, I think out of the 700 items we got right now, probably 400 of them are well over a year plus.
Yep.
And the other 300 just keep rolling because, as Rick said, it's like we just listed a hat yesterday and it sold this morning. We just we're listing stuff, we're auctioning stuff, and it's selling within weeks of like a week, a day, hours.
The hat surprised me because there were no comps. I pulled the price out of my butt.
Yeah.
And it sold in under 24 hours.
But keeping those smalls, it's still taking up space. Like, we have a lot of smalls. I mean, very simply, we have like 10 of these little shoe boxes that are filled. And this A4 box, which I just pulled out, which is, I looked inside and I went, wait a second. Within this box alone, I looked in and I went, okay, wait, what have I got in here? I have a little something figure, like a bisque figure. I have some plastic army men. I know this guy's only 3 months old, and we sold the other ones from that, which is a Lennox trick or treat set. I also have stuff that I thought this would sell. I bought this for $2.99 at Value Village. It's a micro pen for a PDA. I actually bought 3 of them, and we can't get rid of them. We can't sell them. They're not selling on eBay. They're not selling anywhere.
Yay!
These little guys. These are little horses, and they're Bullyland Germany horses. I have 3 of these. I got these in a baggy lot. I can't sell them. And when I looked these up, I thought not a lot, but now all of a sudden I got a shoebox worth of stuff. I've got probably what I spent on everything in here maybe 10 or 12 bucks. But I'm not getting any money out of this. So why am I keeping it? I'm going to show you one other that shocked me because I haven't sold one of, and I was positive these were going to sell. I bought these. I remember bragging to you guys about how good of a buy these were. Everybody remember I bought these. These were the oversized brush tees for golf. And why did I buy? I bought baggy lots of these things, and I ended up with this many. Well, I bought that many because I was seeing them sell in brand new and packaged for $7, $8, $9 for 3. So I started mine at $1.50 or $2. I put these down all the way down to like $1 each. I'm not selling any. I'm lower priced than every single person out there. The only thing I can think of is that because they have the Iceberg Vodka brand on and they're promotional, then people are saying, well, I'm not going to pay for promo. But they're brand new and I'm cheaper than everybody and that brand is selling. So sometimes it just drives you crazy trying to go, why is my stuff not selling? There's no reason why my stuff shouldn't be selling. I'm just going to go up here. Becky made a comment. She has 10,000 free listings in her store and not close to that goal, and jewelry is really small. The hard listing work is done, and she lets it sit. When she gets to 10,000, how many are you up to now, Becky? You were at like 4,000 and something. Have you got to 5,000? Yeah, I'm just wondering. We can't even keep ourselves at the 1,000 mark. We were at 1,000 a year and a half ago, and we've been consistently in the 700 range with what we're doing in there. As I said, pretty much everything she has is smalls and has a house full. And that's just it. Even with smalls, it takes up room. And Lisa knows this because she's got smalls, which are patterns. Patterns aren't big. 2,000 patterns start taking up a lot of room. So a lot of smalls can still be bad. And you still, in the case of patterns, I don't think that there's as much of a purging that's going on. But because we're so random with everything. Hello, Linda. How are you? Because we're so random with all the stuff that we have, it's time 4,550 to get rid of some of that stuff. Now, the thing is, one thing I will talk about is when you've got something and making sure that you do a little review of what you've actually done for yourself, like with your listing, and wondering why it is or isn't selling. And here's an example, and I got approval. Julie Kaufman actually and I were chatting, and she had this Disney Sophia doll up. And I looked at the Disney Sophia doll, and I thought, oh, that's really cute. I mean, I think that people would want the Princess Sophia. And Julie was like, yes, I think they would too. And then something weird happened. I looked at her listing. There it is, $24. It's kind of competitively priced. It's in the neighborhood of other people's prices. Now take a look at the shipping. Dun, 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 dun. $47.62 shipping. For some reason, when she's put this in with calculated shipping, and this is shipping from San Diego to New York. So this isn't international shipping. This is shipping from San Diego to New York State. It is actually costing $47 or $48 to ship.
Yeah, I see that it's choosing expedited shipping instead of priority.
So again, what you have to do is look at how you've set something like this up and go, why is my Princess Sophia not selling when others are selling? And that's just it. So Julie, I chatted with Julie, so she has to change this because it just happened to be calculated shipping, moving to expedited instead of standard. And I think if we go on to it and we see, when we go down here, shipping and payments. So the only thing that Julie's put in here is expedited shipping. So she needs to change her shipping from expedited down to standard because it's trying to do basically courier, right? Across and you can see this is to New York from San Diego. So that is, and again, just one little crazy thing. Now, Paul made the comment that don't use calculated shipping. And Actually, Mary said it's insane with calculated shipping. It can be. So one of the things about that, is it Sophia? I thought it said Princess. No, it is Princess. It's Sophia with an F though. Princess Sophia, Disney Sophia, is to try and work on using flat rate shipping, and that is, yeah. Well, I asked her about that, Sherry, and it's just the box size and everything is what you do, and that agencies. That's why I do flat rate. Linda says she never does calculated shipping, so I'm aware that it could happen. So there's also some glitches, but this just happens to be something. Brian's never had a problem with calculated shipping, and you just have to know your dimensions and weight, and maybe put in that you have a standard and say first class shipping for that doll is $7. Sherry's saying, "Hey, Sherry."
Well, it's almost 2 pounds though.
Yeah, Sophia is in the title. Just in case people are asking, Disney Sophia, the first Once Upon a Princess stuffed doll. So Sophia's in the title. That's true. It is true that it is charging more for long distance than it. But the way that Rick always works it, we call it the blobby method. We look at the farthest distance away, and that's how we set up our shipping. So we set going from New York to California. And we figure out the shipping for that. If the shipping is going from New York within New York, we actually make $1 or $2 on shipping. If the shipping is going to California, we're charging that amount. So that we might charge $15 for something, it may end up costing us $10. And we've had that, and we make an extra $3 or $4. So that's the best way to look at it, is to look at flat rate shipping to the farthest place that you're going to. And if you happen to be right in the Midwest, then take one on East Coast and take a look at it. Because in Canada, we're doing shipping within Canada, what we found is that shipping to closer to us, which is Newfoundland and Labrador, is actually more expensive than shipping further away to us, which is BC. So we use the Newfoundland Labrador rates now for all our shipping as a flat rate in Canada. We do have a video on the YouTube channel for Two Dogs Digs, which is all about flat rate shipping. Take it if you can. Okay, sorry. Take it if you can, or look at it if you can. And actually, what I said to Julie is I just said I'd like to challenge Julie to try flat rate shipping on 1 or 2 items, just to try and get over that hurdle. It does take a little bit of to do it. Joel uses 90210. That's exactly what we do, because it's an easy one. If you can't figure out where, the flat rate shipping gives you an idea. Just look for an airport or a museum that's in the city that's far away from you. So if you're in LA, go and Google up museums, Boston, Rhode Island, something like that. And then you'll find a Rhode Island museum and grab their postal code and use their zip code to come out of it.
Yeah, I think I found why Julie's package is so expensive. It's the box dimensions. 26 by 15 by 6 works out to 2,340 cubic inches.
So it's working,
which is well beyond the.
So fold up. Princess Sophia is going to learn how to fold herself in half and fit in a smaller box, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Keep the box size under 12 by 12 by 12.
Sherry is saying a 2-pound box to New York is $12. Or you can use a poly mailer as well. So again, it's all about told you so, told you so, told you so. And yes, regional boxes can sometimes be cheaper as well. From California, use the zip code of 10044. There you go. Paul's got one too. It's the yoga downward shipping. We call this the downward shipping dog. So now this is what I want. It's a little crazy, but in the same world, we want you to free up things because you've got stuff that you need to make space for. And this is actually something I was going to challenge some people to anyway, which is to start thinking about, again, it's new year, new things to think about. And we're going to go back to this, but I just wanted to say, like, you watch out for when you get things where you're going to get coupons from people who say, hey, there's discounts on a section. Think about looking at that section and maybe finding something you didn't thrift there before now and maybe replacing it with that thing you got rid of. So I'll put that up as a post a little later on in the week, because I just got an email for a discount coming up at one of my places. But here's one of the key things that I wanted to talk to you about. When you're looking at this, obviously, yes, we can do to donate. But the first thing you need to think about is allowing for changes in the price of your items. To do that, you're going to consider maybe setting out offers or taking offers or accepting offers. So right now on eBay, though, there's something I need you to look at, which is with regard to accepting offers. Now, those of you may know, eBay said that they were looking at the point where they would actually be having people who want to make an offer to you have a credit card on file. And the reason they had to have that credit card on file is when they make an offer to you, not when you send out offers, when they make an offer to you, if you accept that offer, the credit card is on file, so boom, they get charged, right? Now you've heard of that, right, Rick? We've heard of that.
Yep.
It's not when you send out offers and someone accepts it. This is when you added best offer. Maybe it's on one of those things that you said, I wish somebody would just give me an offer. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'm going to add best offer to my item now. And now they've got one of your unsellables and they want to send you an offer. And you know what? They don't want their spouse to know that. So they don't want to, they have their own private credit card that they'll add in later on. So they go to make an offer to you. And you know what? They can't. But they want to. Why can't they make an offer? Well, this is something I want everybody to check on. And Robert Roy, who's in our Kennel Club, actually pointed this out to me earlier today. I was chatting with him and our eBay folks, eBay Canada folks. There is a section now on eBay, and it's under buyer management, and it actually tells it sets you up as the seller. You get to say, these are the people who I want to be able to buy from me. Now, it's in a terrible, terrible place, but it actually is set so that if someone does not have a credit card on file to immediately charge, they are not allowed to send you an offer. Shocked, right, Rick? We didn't even know about it. Like we thought, oh, it must be something they're doing in the back. No, we had it set up. I'm going to show you what it is.
So you can look on your
So you guys can look
buyer
at
requirements and see if it's in your
First of all, to
account as
find
well.
it, you're going to go to your name and you're going to go to your account settings. It's not the easiest thing to find either. This is the terrible thing. They don't make it easy to find. You're going to go into your account settings, and under your account settings, you're going to go down here and you're going to go to your selling preferences. You see down here, we're all the way down to selling preferences. When you click on selling preferences, you're going to get into a section here. And in this section here, you're going to look at this. This is what's really stupid. You're going to go down to the blocked buyer list. I know. What is it? Go to blocked buyers. It's your buyers. Manage who can buy from you. Manage your blocked buyers. Go into your buy, and you'll get to the buyer management page. And this is the key page that you're going to be looking at. So, one, this page lets you tells you if you want to block a buyer. You can manage your blocked buyers list. You can add somebody who is a buyer you don't want dealing with anymore. We love doing that. Proof? Well, here's the proof. There's our blocked buyer list. We've got a ton of them in there. Buyer exemption list, regardless of the blocks. But if you go further down, further down, there it is. Buyer payment requirements. It's checked off in blue, and it's require buyers to provide a payment method before they make an offer, which means that if they have not got a credit card on file that will charge it right away, if it's not, this is how this blue check mark says you have to be able to pay me, or I'm not even going to even entertain an offer from you. So what I need you to do is go to this section and remove that. You're going to remove the blue check so that you're not requiring a buyer to pay you up front or to have a thing online. Now, if you really prefer that that's what you want to do, that's fine. You're like, go ahead and do this. And then there's the submit button right here. So I'm submitting this right now. The requirements have been updated, and this is new. So yes, this is it's relatively new. What ended up happening is this is part of I think it was in the fall update. So around October, November, December, they started saying on eBay, we want to make sure people get paid faster. So we're going to require that they have payments available. Well, what it's done though is it is potentially eliminating people from making an offer for you. So, and the main reason we look at is here's one of the options that we've talked to people about. Sometimes people have a prepaid Visa card for when they shop that's separate from the one that they have between the husbands and wives, or husbands' houses, or spouses. And so with that, having that, they go, okay, I'm going to buy something. Now I'm going to load the money on. I'm not loading money onto my prepaid Visa until I know I need to load money on, and then I'll pay for something. So if they have $0 on their prepaid Visa and they go to make an offer, it can't work. So they won't be able to make an offer. So we talked to Roy, and Robert actually said that his offer increased. His offers coming in started increasing as soon as he took that away. So that's one of the things we did as of now. We have taken that away as of today. It's something we did not know existed again. And again, to get to it, you can also do a search for block buyers. Like in Google, you can search for block buyers. You never went looking for that button. You have guest buyers, so they don't have a card set up. Yeah. So Jam says, yay, Shanna just changed hers. So unchecking it opens up to non-payers. Yes. That's the one thing. So this is where you have to weigh this. Is what do I want to do? Do I want to open up something so that for 4 days it may not get paid? Or do I want to actually let somebody, and again, this is for people making offers to you, not when you're sending an offer out. Because if you send an offer out and they accept it, they still can take up to 4 days to pay.
But my child with Down syndrome ordered that on accident.
That's the literal response we got to something earlier on this week. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's like,
yeah, the point I would like,
just say sorry, I don't want it, and I'm fine with that. So,
can I add one tiny thing to sort of piggyback on what you were saying? It really is a personal decision. You have to evaluate your business and what your track record is for non-paying buyers. We have a very low instance of non-paying buyers. It's probably less than 5%.
Oh, yeah.
It might even be closer to 1%.
So yeah, so it's just one of those things. And actually, Brian made a comment. It's like he can't uncheck it, and the reason he doesn't want to uncheck it is because he sells video games. So if somebody's making an offer on a video game and they have to have payment, he knows it's selling. If he doesn't have that in there and people make offers, his competitors try to tie up his listings. So that's a good reason why you would not want to uncheck it. That's a perfect idea as to why you want to go. Seller Hub overview shortcuts, block bidders. Yeah. And I'll do the bad way of doing it. If you just go into Google, and we Google up in here, blocked bidders, eBay, you will be able to find right there, blocking a bidder on eBay, blocked buyer list, eBay, click on that. And there you go to the buyer manager. So that's the easy way to look at things, is just do them that way. But now this also lets you know, so and see, now I'm blank. Now I'm not there, so I don't have to worry. Now this only applies to everything that happens now, which is fine for the future. So, but anybody who wants to make an offer again can now make it. You can also take a look at this for your buyer exemptions and block buyers and things along those lines. So, but it's something that I really wanted to bring up because it's something that if somebody wants to make offers, if you're going to add a best offer onto your items that are unsellables and think maybe they'll sell now because I forgot to add best offer, I never tried that, and somebody didn't have the card, they couldn't even send you one.
Yeah, so, I know that we spoke with another big seller in Canada who said that she would prefer it if that particular option were made available within each individual item listing instead of globally across all items.
Yeah, that's something that you never know whether eBay is going to allow you to do that or just make it easier for them and say, well, just have this one check mark. But again, it was buried. Hopefully some of you found something there and went, oh, okay. Never actually looked at that. And I'm glad to see. I'd love to see, Paul, you unchecked yours. I think I saw somebody else say they unchecked theirs too. A few other people unchecked theirs going up there. Janet unchecked hers. Linda, I think, might have done hers. So with that, it's like, let me know if you start seeing more offers in the next week or two, just coming in. Again, not offers you send, offers just coming in for you. I just think it'd be really interesting to see if that works for people. Let's see if there's anything else here. If they want something and it comes up, can't buy until dollars on the card, can't they add it and then do the offer? Yes, they could. They can. But some people just might move on, right? If you're making it tougher for somebody, they might just move on. Marianne did the same thing, just unchecked hers too. Would a new eBayer not have to set up a credit card on their account?
No idea. Payment method? I don't know.
No idea. I don't think. No, you don't have to set it because you're going to choose what. Well, you'd have to choose what payment, right? So if you're Apple Pay or something like that, you don't set up Apple Pay on eBay. So I'm not really sure, but Donna unchecked hers. And Joel just unchecked his. So we got a few people I'd love to see. And again, if anybody, and Don's keeping hers checked. Julie unchecked hers.
Yeah, it's an easy setting to go back in.
Yeah,
again, if you get a spate of non-paying buyers,
that's just it.
Making offers.
Try and see. I mean, we don't mind waiting 2 or 3 days. I send offers out all the time. We sell probably 20% of the items we sell every week sell with us sending offers out, and of that 20%. 25% of those, it takes 2 or 3 or 4 days for them to pay. So I'm sending an offer. They accept it. I send an invoice right away. That's the other thing too, is making sure I send an invoice out. But sometimes I've sent them second invoice, third invoice, and it's just before the 4th day when it would have been canceled and put back up and they would have had a strike against them that I actually end up getting payment. So yeah, and Visa cards just expire for people. So offers come with a 48-hour window on your sales. Yeah. So again, it's like, but if you accept it, now you know why some people who have been sending you offers, why you're paid all of a sudden. And I didn't even think about it until afterwards. But I do think about things going, why are these not selling? And this is, again, I just want to show you, these are smalls, but we bought, I think, about 300 or 400 of these. We have all of these really funky patches, iron-on patches, vintage iron-on patches. They're brand new. We've had them priced at $10 or less, including shipping for them. And we have had, I don't know if the link is in there or not. No, it's not there. We have had like 2,000 or 3,000 people looking at these things and not selling any. Now, the funny thing is, we actually can't sell them on Poshmark. We sold one set on Depop. It's like just really bizarre. And we have a number of different kinds of these patches that are available. But it's just really weird because it's something that we thought was something that would easily go and sell. We bought 4 different Philips food processor accessories. They were about $2.99 a piece. And strangely enough, within the first, 3 weeks, we sold all 3 other accessories. And they were all like this, all brand new in their box. And it's down. This one's down to $18 now. We can't get rid of it. It's like, again, we don't know why we can't get rid of some things. The thing to think about is when you look at someplace, we always say, you look at someplace like Walmart. Nobody in Walmart doesn't empty out every single day, and neither does anybody's site on eBay pretty well. Like, everybody has merchandise that sits over time. Even when we've sold over, we have 700 items listed. We sold over 1,000 items last year. that should mean we have 0 every single day. No, it doesn't. It means that we have 500 or 600 items that are slower to sell than others, some very slow to sell. But the other thing I want you to think about is if it's unsellable, try to come back to the item and get just your money back. I know it sounds like it's a terrible thing that if you've got something, you go, wait a second, these are selling for this much money. I should be able to. I bought that outfit for $10. It retails. There's a tag on it for $300. I'm going to list them for $75 because that's really cheap, and it hasn't sold for 7 months. You know what? Put it at $10. Put it at a 75% off sale. If you want to try and get rid of it, try to get your money back. That's the other thing. Every piece of inventory you have out there is tying up money. So either donating it, at least maybe you can get a coupon for it, or you can get headspace, selling it for low money, Facebook, locally, even on eBay, makes a way for you to actually get some of that money back. And that's also a good thing. You can sell a bunch of things that are $10 that you thought you were going to make money on. In this particular case, for that food processor accessory, I have no idea why it hasn't sold. But we did sell 2 others of this exact same thing. It's like those are the only 2 that broke. Yes, free up the cash. It's the F for freeing up the cash. And yes, keep in mind the cost of goods and the eBay fees as well. So in some cases, yeah, you may even losing money. I don't even mind losing money if I can get some of the money back if I spend a lot of money on it. Like this kind of thing. I don't know how I'm going to get my $20 back on this, but I'm going to try and figure out a way to get my $20 back that I spent on that. But I got to do something a lot lower than the price I've got because nobody wants my tees. I don't know why no one wants my tees.
Well, I do know that we're putting some golf lots together for a max sold, so we can throw a quantity of them in with your golf lots.
So right now, this is that lot. I've got 226 views of this for the brush tee, no watchers, and it's at $1.98. But if you go and look up this exact same thing, the brush tee oversized, you will find that the brush tee are selling for $9.99 for 4. Now it's $6.95, so that's gone lower than it was. But there's somebody else who's selling the same thing that we're doing. Choose the number of tees, and they're selling them from $5.95 to $25. That's the exact tee that we are selling. And they sold some of these on January 10th. In fact, they've sold 49 of these.
Wow, look at their feedback.
And their feedback's 80,000 from golf tchotchkes. 1 tee they're selling for $6.
Oh my.
3 tees they're selling for 10. 9 tees they're selling for $21. Yet I can't sell any. So sometimes you're not going to figure out why yours doesn't sell. You just have to live with the fact that you bought an unsellable. Now, what can you do with it? So, if you bought an unsellable, what can you do with it? 1.
This is actually a good tip. Try rewording titles on some of them.
Yes. So reword titles, change the price, change the photo, give a coupon, do a discount, add best offer. But sometimes even all of that doesn't work. So it's time for you to think about getting rid of that for space and donating it or putting it the cheap. Like even I can't put those much cheaper. I mean, I can, but I don't know if anybody's going to buy them, even if I did put them cheaper.
Let's do a 99-cent auction.
I don't want to. Well, I could do a 99-cent auction, but again, then you have to look at the cost of eBay fees.
Yeah.
The
I'm
cost of
just
shipping.
teasing.
That French fry thing, it's just going to go. It's like it's been up for 2 years. Do I have a photo of the tee with a golf ball? No, I don't. I'll think about adding that. Linda says, I refuse to believe I purchased an unsellable. Well, no. And again, 80% of the stuff you have is probably sellable. Just remember, some of the stuff is long tail, and you got to find someone who wants it. There's not going to be 100, like every single person tuning into eBay is not going to say, I need a 5 Nights from Freddy keychain. Once in a while, you're going to find that person. Rick put up, as he said, yesterday we decided to put up a hat that we actually had for a while. I wore it a couple of times. We put it in a couple of places. It was sitting on a couple of mannequins, and then out of the blue, Rick just decided, you know what, I'm finally going to take a picture of this hat. And he decided that he's going to take a picture of this Gorin Brothers hat. And
it was one of the listings I did without being asked.
And this is the hat that he put up. And this was like the devil hat. It's like got a really great dragon. It's a denim hat. Wire. This is his shots for it. And pulled a number out of his butt for how much this was going to be, Rick, right? We paid $9.99 for it. I looked up the Gorin Brothers, and they had actually sold in the neighborhoods of anywhere from $40 to $200 or $300. Rick decided just to throw a number on that, and the number he threw out was $80 plus shipping. And within an hour, I got it showing up that it was like I could send an offer to somebody, which was interesting. It was fast. So I actually sent an offer out for $60, and overnight it sold for the full $80. And look what, I didn't even notice this before, but it sold to a prop shop. Bob's Prop Shop. So that's one of the things that didn't stay for a long time. That flipped fast. So you can find those fast flips. You can find those mediocre, those slower ones. And sometimes you just don't want to try another platform. And if you don't want to try another platform, don't try another platform. If you're comfortable with where you are, stay with where you are. But think about prices, double checking your shipping, all those different things that we were talking about today. And think about getting that space for your head and your space to allow you to find some more unsellables. Well, hopefully find some more sellables, of which 20% of them will probably still be unsellables. Right, Rick?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. That says the guy who never...
What, like snow babies?
Huh?
Like snow babies.
No. Okay. No, those are going to sell. I bought some snow babies yesterday, but I bought them because it was actually a Christmas snow baby
nativity set
that had a broken wise man. It had everything except a headless wise man snow baby. And so I bought it. Why? Because I paid $12 for the entire thing, and I already saw that people were selling individual pieces for it for $7 to $10 this past Christmas. So I've got like 8 pieces in it that I'm going to break apart, not literally. I'm going to separate.
Ooh, rage room.
Sell for like $10 a piece and take that $10 or $12 thing. And I'm putting Baby Jesus Snow Baby at the more expensive thing because I think more people who have snow babies might want a Baby Jesus Snow Baby.
So I want to spray paint them pink.
You want to put googly eyes on them. So, but yes, you can find more unsellables. You never know. When in doubt, part it out. When I buy stuff that's hot, it's in your profit pile, then they go cold. That happens to many people. Believe me, we've got a lot of stuff, Sherry, that we put into a pile, and then it's been like, oh my God. And I go to list it, it's like, wait a minute. I have to go back to Terapeak to find out that it actually was worth something because I've had it for more than three months. And now, oh yes, and then Tri-City Flipper's got a good Beachbody Yoga Retreat and was about to list it and found out it's a Vero. Yep. Now what should you do with a bunch of DVDs? Well, Tri-City Flipper, look at posting them onto your local Facebook groups, local groups, garage sales, things like that, Craigslist. They're not Vero there, so no one's going to give you a problem if you try and get rid of them there. But that's where you also might find. You might find that you have something that's Veroed. Yes, and you do not want to put that onto eBay because that will that could get you really kicked far to the curb. So it's not worth it. And that's an unsellable for a different reason. So there's also those unsellables that you find out. But don't feel bad, Sherry. We have stuff here that we bought that went, this is worth something. And then by the time we got around to it, it's already gone down. Actually, Julie Kaufman has a perfect example of, she bought a Disney purse and it was going so hot that she threw it out there at the higher price. But by the time that she got it listed, all the other high price ones, like the fire had gone out of grab this, and it started going down. And then when she realized that, she had to lower her price. But it was fire, and then it was like lukewarm, and then it became like, oh, there's a purse, because a new one kept coming out all the time. So I just not telling things out of school. Julie said I could tell those things. So think about those unsellables. Think about making the space. Think about trying out new things, and think about whether you need to have your offers payable now or whether you want to accept offers. And hopefully you'll go back. Those of you who saw that, I hope you saw, like, you put that in. I'm going to do a shorter video of that and put that onto the YouTube channel as well, just to see if people actually have got that response from it. So thanks so much for watching us on Tuesday. Next Tuesday is going to be, it's already February. So we will hopefully have a couple of guests for our What's Sold in January section. And then in the month of February coming up, we will also be having Adrian Betts, who's in the chat right now, coming on for a marvelous discussion about Marvel toys, comics, and action figures. We will have another one of our thrift store throwdowns and a thrifter to throw it for the month of February. So that should be a lot of fun. And then we have some other ones coming up. I think Michael Shane Fried is also going to come back and do one on board games too in the next month or so. So thanks a lot for joining us. Hope to see you soon. Tell a friend that we're here. See you on Instagram, YouTube, and in the Facebook Kennel Club. Woof. I'm Bad Dog.
I'm Good Dog.
Dog's over there somewhere. Night, everybody.
Bye.